Do you feel like a fraud? This is something that's really come up a lot for me lately, so I just thought I would do a video on it and share with you guys a little bit about feeling like a fraud and what that means and what we're actually looking for in our life. So, do you feel like you have to dress a certain way, show up a certain way, act a certain way in order to have connection with people, in order to feel loved or worthy or appreciated or valued, whatever it is? Or maybe you just feel like you have to show up a certain way to deserve the life that you want. And it can be so easy to get caught up, first of all, in everyone else's expectations of what that should look like, how you should show up, how you should act, how you should think and feel about the experiences you're going through. For example, have you ever called a friend and you're just like, man, I'm having such a tough time, and you're explaining it, and they're like, well, just deal with it, find the solution, move forward. Like, it almost invalidates how you feel when all you wanted was somebody to just listen so that you could get it out. And that is where it gets a little tricky because you have to be really great at communicating and connecting with people and explaining what it is that you're looking for in these connections. Or maybe you feel like you have to dress a certain way in order to be respected or looked at in a certain light in the things that you're doing and that you're passionate about. But says who? I've been asking myself that a lot over the last couple months in terms of a lot of things that have been coming up mentally and emotionally. I always think, wait a minute, that's an interesting thought. Says who? Who said that I had to be this way? Who said I had to dress this way or think or feel this? And when you start to look at everything, you start to really unravel the depths of how we're conditioned in society. Everything around us, everything outside of us is conditioning us into the person that we are. But have you ever taken a step back and thought, who am I being right now? Is that the person that I want to be? Is that who I want to show up as? Am I being my most authentic self? Or am I playing a character in hopes to feel loved, to feel deserving, to feel worthy? So, where are these things stemming from that you're looking outwardly to feel inwardly? And I don't even know if that's a word, but we're going to roll with it for now. But yeah, when you think about feeling like a fraud or playing a character or role in your life, like when you get home, are you one person, but when you're at work, you're another person? And then you almost feel like you're living two different lives. Or when you're with a certain group of friends, you act a different way than you would around your spouse or your family. We've all gone through these stages and gone through all these periods in our life. And the reason I wanted to touch on it today was because if you notice those things in your life, take a look at what it is that you want to feel when you're around certain people. Why do you think that you're acting the way that you are? Is it to fit in? Is it to feel accepted? And if you go a little further, is it to feel loved? And not just like, hey, love you, but like really loved for who you are. And I'm so grateful in my life that I have a group of friends, like my little five group of friends, that truly have shown me over the last 10 years that it doesn't matter what I'm going through or the challenges I'm facing or how I'm reacting to them. They love me for who I am. And I couldn't be more grateful because that wasn't the case growing up. And it's just so important, you guys, to really take a step back sometimes when you're going through emotional highs and lows. I call it the roller coaster of emotion. Get on the ride with me. It's about embracing the ride, embracing the journey of who you are becoming. But it's also who you need to unbecome, because we just start to develop all these roles and all these characters throughout our life in order to fit in or to feel the things we want to feel. But at the end of the day, you go home And if you're feeling exhausted and drained and tired, it just means your energy is being used to survive, not to thrive, not to do the things that you're passionate about. And for the longest time, I didn't understand when people were like, what are you passionate about? And I'm like, I don't know. But if you start to think, what is it that I'm longing to feel? What do I want other people to feel when they're around me? Those are the types of questions that I love digging into with people. And they're some of my favorite conversations because they're so meaningful. And as I start to have more and more guests on my show, you're going to see the meaningful conversations and connections that we get to have. And I'm so excited for you guys to see the upcoming ones that I do have planned and booked. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about being a fraud today and what that meant. And if you think of all the characters or the roles that you're playing in your life, go down all the way to the feeling you wish to get out of the interactions, out of the career, out of the things that you do on the weekend, out of the things you do in the evening. A lot of people are just trying to find some peace and some solace and kind of shut their mind off from the day. But that's the opposite of what we should be doing. Oh, I said should. Ugh. Anyway, that's the opposite of what we would be working towards naturally. We're resisting our natural instincts, our natural intuition to do and be the things that we actually truly love and desire deep down. So if these are things that you guys want to have more of a conversation on, if you want to see examples of how that works, feel free to reach out to me directly. I just wanted to share that little message with you today. I hope you found it inspiring. I hope that it made sense. So share with me in the comments and let's start this connection. Wishing you the best day. I love you all so much. And thanks for tuning in to another episode of Chat with Kat.